Day 5, ATV Adventures and Good Vibes. Today, we hit the trails for some ATV fun with our son to see if he was ready to ride solo. We had hoped to revisit the ATV spot we loved back in 2011, but turns out it wasn't the same place. To make up for it, we treated ourselves to a hearty meal and some cool AC comfort at Gerry's Grill. Wrap things up with drinks and live music at the Hotel Resto Bar, just the right kind of chill to end the day. Hi guys! Welcome back to another vlog. We started the day with another buffet breakfast at the hotel. On today's menu, creamy carbonara, bangus, crispy fried chicken, savory beef tapa, and pork longanisa. It was so good and so filling we ended up skipping lunch. For today's activity, we decided to book an ATV ride for the three of us. We paid 1,000 per person but it was a bit disappointing. They took us to a completely different ATV spot. Instead of the one we were expecting, they brought us to Katiklan where there's an area offering various activities like ziplining, kayaking, and of course ATV rides. We were very clear that we only wanted to do ATV, but apparently, the fee already included all the activities. We were actually hoping to revisit the same ATV spot we tried back in 2011. That one was much better. It was called New Coast, and the highlight was climbing up an observatory deck with a breathtaking view of the entire Boracay coastline. So if you're booking an ATV session in Boracay, make sure to be very specific with what you want, especially if you're aiming for the New Coast experience. I think the New Coast ATV is a bit pricier, around 1,500 pesos per person, but it's definitely a better experience. They have newer ATVs, and instead of driving through muddy, rough trails, you'll actually be riding on proper roads, which makes the whole thing feel safer and more enjoyable. Since we didn't do any of the other activities included in the package, it honestly felt like we got a bit scammed with the price of this ATV session. We paid the full price, but we didn't get the full experience we wanted. But instead of crying over spilled milk, we decided to just go with it and make the most of the session. Anyway, our main reason for trying it again this time was to see if our son could already handle his own ATV, and that made the experience worthwhile. As I've mentioned in my previous vlogs, it's such an overwhelming feeling to see our son trying out new and adventurous things with us, his parents. We know that one day he'll look back on these moments and hopefully they'll become some of his most treasured memories. Again guys, this review is purely based on our own preference. If you're someone who enjoys activities like ziplining, kayaking, and the rest of what's included in the package, then this ATV session might actually be a great deal for you since everything's bundled together. You might actually end up saving on costs with this package. For just 1,000 pesos per person, you get to try out multiple activities. In comparison, the New Coast ATV session costs 1,500 pesos per person, and that's just for the ATV ride alone. ATV session, we headed back to Boracay Island and treated ourselves to a hearty meal at Gerry's Grill. That's also where we decided to spend the sunset. It's located right beside Starbucks, and the view of the sea from there was absolutely stunning. We ordered tortang talong, pork sisig, and pancit, and it turned out to be a bit too much for just the three of us. We even ended up having some of it packed for takeout. Have I already mentioned that it always seems to rain in Boracay at night, usually around 9 p.m. onwards? So we wrap up the evening with some drinks and live music at our hotel's resto bar while our son stayed comfy and relaxed in our hotel room. Buffet breakfast, an ATV adventure, and a chill night with drinks and live music at the hotel, a full day well spent here in Boracay. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks again for watching and see you again on the next vlog.